Hey Rebels, welcome back to the channel. Got a lot of signals happening today. I figured it'd be easier to go over it on the charts with you. So yeah, exciting things are happening. Bitcoin found itself in strong territory not too long ago, and we've been subtly forming these higher lows right at this major support that we've been tracking for quite some time. So that was a good sign. And having a pretty aggressive day today. Other exciting things that I'm seeing right now is Ethereum finally showing a little bit of life here, coming up on some resistance here. This is actually a projection from the double top, so not it's definitely expecting to see some resistance here, but we had an entry trigger. This isn't my trade. I'm actually just hopping along. Scott Phillips, one of the guys I follow, he brought this up and it looked like a good trade, so I figured, might as well tag along, tag along with the pros. Anyway, he pointed out this sideways accumulation kind of, or just sideways period. And just noticing this candle right here, if you can see, it attempted to go lower and failed with a close very high on the bar. That's happened a few times, as you can see, where every single time that Ethereum's tried to sell off, it hasn't been able to do that, subtly printing higher lows. So he went long on the break of this candle here where I have the arrow. I posted this in the group too, so you can take a closer look with a stop loss here at this level right here. So I wasn't able to get in at that exact point, but if we go over here, basically got in just around the break of this accumulation right here. So and my stop loss I think is actually down in here. So just a little bit lower, but either way, really good risk reward here. Where let's see, 10. Yeah, I think I actually used 10x leverage here. So it allowed me to basically get a $2,000 position for relatively cheap. I'm risking $200. It's nothing. If it goes against us, no big deal. But if it goes with us, essentially we were able to buy one ETH, right? Because we're around $2,000. So, we'll ride this thing up to $4,000 or whatever, we'll make a pretty good profit there. We could keep riding it as long as we want. But anyhow, I digress. We entered a trade. Not my trade, but we're going to play along. Let's play with the big guys. Ethereum is in a weekly uptrend, which I really like to see. And this is kind of basically what I've been looking for. I'll use Sui as an example. When I've been talking about waiting for this structure to form, what I was really hoping to see was this swing down. Because basically once we printed this swing down, we then technically have higher lows and we technically have higher highs, putting Sui in a weekly uptrend. So that just happened on the break of this right here. Very good sign. So Sui's on a roll. It's heading up. Definitely targeting all-time highs, getting into the strong half of this tool right here, 50%. All really good signs. The other one I have here, ETH BTC, looking good. We can drop down to the daily. I mean, this is the first. If I zoom back, we've basically been down only, down only, down only. Had this nice long period of sideways action, and just starting to see its first signs of life here. So This is all very early days, but it's just starting to show some strength there. So I like to see that. Bitcoin dominance falling off a cliff here, breaking cleanly through this 50% level. And so that'll be good. We'll hopefully see a few weekly closes below this level to then target some other areas here. Got my baby with me today. Bitcoin dominance also showing its very first, well, not very first. We had a period back here, if I can find it, where we were kind of thinking that this was alt season and we were on, but Bitcoin got the better of us and said, nope, not yet. Either way, Bitcoin's doing very good today, and we have dominance breaking down, which I really like to see. So altcoins basically are starting to get a little life, and we are very near an overbalance in time and price for the total crypto market, which will all those signs definitely adding up, to continue our thesis that this is the structural low. Any correction from here most likely will be a higher low. Getting into the search volume, actually, I'm going to skip this for now. What we can see, still want to see an uptick in the exchange volume. Ah, I have my VPN on, so it's not letting me go. But either way, if we were to zoom in on that chart, it's just starting to flatten out, which is like the very, very early signs. That's a 7-day moving average. It's a lagging indicator, but we can see that we're up nearly 50% today for the volume. So we are seeing some volume on this move, which I like to see. Yeah, exciting things are happening. This would be a great day to not to get into the market. This is why you're better off finding your entries and just getting into the market, being in the market, because when these large moves happen, if you're not in the market, you lose out on those gains. So it's that's the thing. And also if you're waiting for a pullback, you know, the market may take off and not give you that opportunity. That being said, however, what we are seeing from this low is a wave one. If we get into Elliott wave, I won't get super into it, but um, what I am anticipating too is a wave two eventually. Where that happens, I don't know, but when we get that correction eventually, that'll be a wave two, and then the wave three in Elliott wave theory is the strongest, most accelerated leg, and this will actually be a wave three of a wave three in a wave five. That's a lot of nonsense, but basically this right here, this wave here is coming, anticipated to be the strongest. So, if we're looking for entries again, this will run out of steam eventually. It's showing strength after strength, which is really good, but it's all very early days. This stuff is going to pan out over weeks and months. So there's no reason to look at the markets today and be like, oh God, I missed it and I have to ape into the market. It's the worst thing you can do. So we'll keep track of that on this channel, hunting for a wave two, and that might be the entry. So coming up on the psychological level, 100,000, we'll definitely see. I mean, it's not going to surprise me to get hung up here and come back down and even test at lower prices, but we have some strength forming, we have some structure forming as far as like SUI on the weekly time frame, breaking through those tops, entering a weekly uptrend. These are the kinds of things that I have been looking for and been talking about. So the next signals for us are overbalance and time and price on the altcoin market, and then getting some higher exchange volume. Until then, trends are up, more and more green lights across the board. This is all looking really healthy. Every correction that we've had here, I have a timeline here for SUI for it to, I believe once, I think this is let me just double check this. Yeah, essentially this was a projection back here, projecting like what has SUI done in the past. We don't have a lot of history, but when it pulled back, when did it bottom? And so we bottomed a little earlier here, so we're actually in better shape even. So yeah, I think that is about it. All interesting to see all of this strength happening on a day where the dollar is up pretty strong too. To me, that's signaling that underlying demand is coming in. Also, gold showing some weakness, which I've been talking about ever since this 3-day down signal. And anyway, so trends were much clearer. Had this 3 bars down signal. Trends are getting choppy, not nearly as clean and clear and decisive. Doesn't mean gold goes down only from here, but I am expecting a pause in gold. And then also previous posts have shown how Bitcoin often will have a parabolic move after gold's parabolic move. So anyway, I like being able to enter on ETH. I think it's just been so disappointing, so disappointing. I mean, for everyone involved, and it's probably starting to become the most hated, which honestly, we should probably be more interested, because if you follow the actual money and where the most value is being accrued, Ethereum's top of the list. It has the most money in the blockchain. The most economy is happening on ETH. Big institutions are using ETH for various reasons. So there's billions of dollars entering the space. It just is one of those things where, if you were only looking at the chart, I guess, yeah, it's pretty dire. But if you know the fundamentals behind it, you can keep with the charts, knowing that yes, it's showing weakness, but there is potential for it to turn around and start showing some strength, which is exactly what we're seeing right now. So we got a weekly uptrend on ETH, and that will be very interesting to see how that holds up if it continues on. We do have another target down here from that double top. Not saying we can't get there either. We just have to read what the market is telling us. We have major support down here. So Yeah, I think that's probably wrapping it up. I probably talked for too long, but there's a lot of really exciting signs, a lot of really exciting things happening today. And so I'm just going to kind of keep track of, yeah, like this is a great example. I've been waiting. This is exactly what I've been talking about. I've been waiting for this structure to form. We just reached the price point here, putting this particular token into a weekly uptrend. I believe I had a buy triggered for this, but then when I went and checked on it, I don't think I actually had the buy. I meant to, but I did set an alert here to let me know that this was in a weekly uptrend. So, we will see how much we want to risk from here, or how much we want to wait for the volume signals basically to come in. You know, that's kind of where I'm sitting at and trying to weigh the options here. But we're in a weekly uptrend on this one, which is great. It's an AI token. I made a lot of money in this on this run, and from the peak there, that swing top to the all-time high, that's 179%. That's over a 2x. So that's almost a 3x is basically what it comes down to. Anyhow, I've rambled on for long enough, but things are exciting. Keep looking in the brute in the Telegram. I post a lot of alpha. I mean, if you're not checking that out, you're missing out because there's a lot of good stuff in there. So anyway, later.